I'm Erica Sutherlin. I am the incoming Artistic Executive Director for the studio at 620. As a matter of fact, July 1st is my first official day. Initial response. You know, and I've been having this conversation past couple of days because for us, we're such a small organization and we are constantly trying to figure out how to survive. So I don't think we were surprised by it. But hurt most definitely, like affected, yes. It's a large portion of our budget that we utilize for our infrastructure and programming. That's important. But we've moved to, okay, so I know it's not coming. What do I do with that? What do I do with that? And so I think that's where we are and the board and the team here. Like, what do we do now? Like, how do we bridge that? For us, it's around about $30,000, $35,000, basically whole. Like, how do we bridge that? I think we're all having the same conversations in the way that regardless of what we choose in our action forward, it is going to be uncomfortable. These large amounts of dollars that we're losing, it really does equate to, we really get down to programming of personnel. That's really what it is, right? And we really have to talk about that and say that out loud, right? It's programming of personnel. And how do you as an organization decide which one, right? And they both are tied into each other. If you want all of this programming, we have to have the personnel. So I think that we have to start having honest conversations with our community stakeholders. I think we have to ask about what we need. Before the shows, it will change. We do have to talk about where we are and that we do need support. And I find that sometimes just asking or just telling people, they have no idea, right? So give them the opportunity to show up. And if they can, then that's wonderful. If it, and I think a lot of people think that, they're always looking for that huge donor, and we would love that. But also, the everyday person, that small amount that adds up over time, that works too. We need all of those things, right? So my messaging to my community is that we're here, and we will continue to persevere if we do this together. If it is the expectation that we figure this out by ourselves, then it's not a sustainable conversation or relationship. We can only do this together. We can't live in our silos anymore. We can't feel that, I gotta keep this for me because if we lose this, then we're losing it, right? We lost this huge funding. So now how do we together figure out how to rise as a community if we're still going to be the city of the arts? And what does that look like for us? And I mean buy-in from the city, from every organization, from all our arts nonprofits. Like, we really have to do that. My belief. I don't know about everybody else, but I am we build it together, we live together type of person. And I understand that, then the conversation becomes, well, how do we deal with the funding and the financing on that? And I think we just have to talk about it and continue to ideate on it and figure it out, but it's not impossible. The power of the voice is real. I think, talking to your council person, writing those letters, supporting the arts, showing up financially, even if it's a $25 contribution or $25 a month, or whatever that is, showing up like that, volunteering. If the state or city is going to leverage arts and culture and use it, as a moniker, right? Then it also has to pour into, right? But also too, we can't just rely on the state and the city, right? We have to do the due diligence. The community has to do their due diligence to support arts and cultures if they are wanting to utilize and have those opportunities. So I don't think that it is necessarily one or the other, because even in that polarity, even if it was one over the other, we're still going to eventually run to this place again. So it's how do we do it together? Yeah. And that's really where we are nowadays. I think we have shifted in a world, period. How do we survive this thing called life together? And I know that everything and everybody, as much as we want all of it to survive, it will shift. And it's unfortunate. I mean, because then the bigger question becomes, how do we keep the organizations afloat so that future can have the potential, right? And so that means that some discomforting and uncomfortable things have to happen now, but in a moment, once we settle in, because we're artists, so we're very emotional, right? So we're having our emotional grieving moment, and then we're gonna go, all right, so let's roll up our sleeves and figure this out.